Oops. Oh well. Well, what's good, y'all? I just came back from seeing Smile 2. To be real, it was a movie I didn't expect the second one to come out, a second one to be released. And when I first saw the trailer, I can't remember when, it was a while ago, the teaser trailer, I was like, wow. But it made sense because the first one was good and the way it was set up, yeah, it could be a second one. So I don't know why I wasn't expecting it. But we're here to talk about the second one and what my thoughts on it are on it. Excuse me. Yeah, I decided because someone told me that this one has even more jump scares than the first one. The first one had a nice amount, and they were right. This one, it's a lot of jump scares. I'm warning you right now. It's one of those scary. This a Terrifier. I reviewed Terrifier last week. Two different kind of scary movies. This is about the jump scares, and obviously the story is good too. We're gonna get into that, but just as a warning, because I do have people that's like they don't like horror movies if it's a lot of jump scares. This is one of them. But I will say this is top tier jump scares. What I mean by that is it got me to jump. Usually it don't. I can usually watch a scary movie even when even when the movie is really good. I don't do nothing like that. This was one I did, especially this one scene which I will not spoil. But yeah, they did a really good job because other horror movies lately have been very predictable, and you can tell when some movies are just throwing it in there just because it has a horror on the title, like it's a horror genre. They're just gonna throw jump scare, and it's just it's overused or it's just not in the right place or you're expecting it. Here, I believe they did a very good job. Now, were there moments that I expected jump scares? Sure. But the way they executed it was done well, and it wasn't too much, but it wasn't too little. So just a heads up on that. Now, my thoughts on the movie as a whole. This was better than the first one. And I'm always on the fence. Like, I'm always cautious when I'm seeing a part two, a second one, because it could be a hit or miss, and usually part twos are a miss, like the Joker. But this one did very well. You can tell the amount of money they made on the first one. In the first one, they had a small budget, but they made a lot of money from it. So in the second one, you can tell that the studio, whatever the studio was, what was the studio? Paramount? I think, yeah, Paramount. They basically gave whoever was behind the movie, they gave him whatever he wanted. And you could tell the production, directing, the camera work, the everything just seemed upscale compared to the first one. So shout out to them. I'm glad, and it was done right, because just because you put more money into it don't mean it's going to come out right. But here it was used in the right way. Casting, like I said, everything when it comes to that, how to make the movie, it was done very well. Outside of that, story wise was done well. What's her name? I gotta give her credit because her and then the lady from Terrifier, I hope they come back for more horror because they do a great job. But the second one here for Smile, her name is Naomi Scott. Have I seen her in anything else? Hold on. Charlie's Angels, did not watch that. Aladdin, I didn't watch that. Power Rangers. Okay, so she's been in some movies that I've heard of. I just never watched it. Okay, well, Naomi, if you ever see this video, shout out to you. You did a heck of a job. I was thinking in that theater, if there were, I don't know if this ever happened before, but if maybe they should start doing it. But Academy Awards, Golden Globes, whatever, they need to start giving awards for great horror performances because she did good. She did amazing, not just for horror but drama. The situation she was in, as someone who's being looked at as going crazy, she played that part well, where you would think if you saw her in real life, she was going insane. It wasn't cringy, it wasn't corny, wasn't over the top, wasn't underperformed. She did it just right. And the horror, like I said, the horror and drama aspect of it, where she's afraid, she plays that off very well when she's looking at something on the roof and the cameras. It was like the director knew she outdid herself. That you could, because the cameras, how much it glued into her face to make sure you saw, and it was how the camera was turning around to make sure you saw every emotion that she had, is because she acted her butt off in this one. And not, like I said, not just in the horror aspect, but also in the drama with her situation with her family or friends. She did every scene justice. Every scene. So shout out to her, Naomi. I hope you get more work, even though after looking at your portfolio there, you are getting work. So good for you. But her and I forgot the lady's name from Terrifier 2. They're doing their thing. They're doing it there. I hope she gets more work as well. Casting outside of her too was very good. The performances with the you know, I don't know who those extras are, but they do a heck of a job. There's a scene, and it's not really spoiling it because it shows in the trailer. There's a scene where it's all these people in this little hallway, like walking. Oh, that whole scene, gripping, and it had no music, but that scene maybe was going for 3 minutes, and that whole scene was gripping. And it's not just that scene; they had multiple situations where it was, whew. When a movie can startle you and get you on your seat without anything happening besides a smile, or not even a smile, but even you thinking when they're looking over there in the corner that something's over there, when they can grab you like that, no music, no sound effects, nothing, then you know they're doing a good job. So when it comes to the casting with all the characters that had the smile situations and also the corner horror moments, 10 out of 10. Like I said, it's hard to startle someone like me, to get me gripped on. It's hard to do that, and I believe this movie did a very good job because of that situation. When you could get me, and this is not toot my own horn, it's just a real thing. I have a lot of friends and family who jumps, get scared, screams and stuff. I'm not that person. I enjoy a good horror movie, but I'm not. What's about to happen? What's about to happen? This movie got me like that. So it has been a long time, probably since Evil Dead, not the recent one, but the one before it, that I've ever got gripped to my seat like this. This was very entertaining. This is definitely worth a watch. 10 out of 10 with the jump scares. The plot was good enough. I always say this, horror movies don't ever have to go over the top. As long as it's, it's not corny, you're not sitting there like, what? Like I saw the movie Tear It. I don't know if you ever seen that. It was one that came out this year. There was a lot of moments where it was like, huh? What? This movie didn't have that. This is entertainment for horror. If you're looking for a good horror movie to jump out your seat, when you have popcorn in your head, you throw it out and the popcorn jumps, this is that kind of movie. Everybody did a good job. Everybody. Well, there is one scene I was like, they didn't have to have that. But that literally was like for 10 seconds. It was near the end. And it was a CGI moment. And I was like, okay, didn't have to have that. Didn't have to have that. Outside of that, outside of that 10, 15 seconds, everything else did well. Oh, the gore is not that much, especially nothing like Terrifier. Nothing like Terrifier at all. But it does have moments where you're like, whoo! Like, because I can say this because it's not really spoiling. The scene where the guy, like that, you see that. You see it in the movie. And there's some other ones. But honestly, it doesn't get more graphic than that scene. That CGI moment. But that was 10, 15 seconds. And it, like I said, it looked so unrealistic. I don't think you would care much. But when it comes to bodily damage and it looks real, in my opinion, I ain't see I think the most gory situation was what you saw in the trailer. Except in the trailer, they cut it out all because in the movie, you see it all. And he does it a few times, so you see it all. That I think that was the most graphic part of the movie. So it has its gore. It's not as much. But this was enjoyable. Definitely enjoyable. I'm looking forward to seeing how good this movie does. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit numbers. It's the first one did what it did. I'm pretty sure the second one is. The second one was better. Overall, I'm saying all this to say the second one was better. The jump scares was better. The story was better. The casting was good in the first one too. There is the beginning or the opening of this movie it gets you ready for everything else. That was intense. And it's, I almost spoiled something. I'm not going to do it. The first 10 to 15 minutes of this movie gets you ready for everything else. and they do, like I said, they do it so well. I'll just wrap it up with that. Very well done, well directed, well casted. The horror was on point. It's amazing. Cause I ain't gonna front when I saw the first one, I didn't expect it to do what it did. As in to have something as simple as a smile grips you for the whole movie. It's all about how you execute it. It's all about how you execute it. And in my opinion, they executed it very well. So salute to everybody that was part of it. I look forward to seeing what else they come up with. Yes, if you can, definitely go support it. I'm a huge fan of supporting movie theaters. So definitely go get your ticket. Go get your ticket and go see it. It's definitely worth one of them. There are some hits and misses with horror movies, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If I don't think it's worth going to spend money at the theater, I wouldn't tell you to go see it. I was going to mention something, but it's going to mess up the whole movie, honestly, and I'd rather y'all see it. But there is something I do want to talk about. It's just, I'm not. I hate when people spoil movies for you, so I'm not going to be one of them. Let's just say I feel for the main character. I feel for her. That's all I gotta say. I was gonna leave it at that. The way they wrote her was well done. It was well done, and it makes you understand her and feel for her. Now she ain't no angel out there. Like, she had her faults, but you root for her. You are rooting for this movie, and like what I said, they do well with the writing. They write her so well to make you hope that she gets out of it alive. So salute to them. Like I said, salute to everybody. You have to not only, you can't just get the right actress to play the role. You gotta write her well, the screenplay, all that stuff. Then the actress gotta play well. So those two together made me feel for her, sympathize with Sky, and root for her, hoping that she gets out of it. So does she? You have to find out for yourself. But anyway, salute to everybody that's part of this movie. I thought it was good. A good scare. Lots of jump scares, everybody. Lots of that. But it's done well. This was the first in a long time. I think that was I think it was 2015. Whatever not the recent Evil Dead Rise. The Evil Dead before it. I think that was the only one in a long time that got me like like that. This did it. It's been a while. So it kind of felt good. I chuckled a little bit. I was like, I did that when I was in there because it actually got me to jump. But yeah, anyway, done very good job, man. Salute to everybody. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see you later.